Welcome to Terrifying Tales, your one-stop channel for spine-chilling stories and eerie encounters. In this world, your worst nightmares come to life, and the things that go bump in the night are far from just your imagination. Today, we delve into a tale that mirrors our deepest fears. A story that reflects a world where the unknown stares back at us. So, sit back, dim the lights, and prepare to be terrified. Strap in, it's going to be a chilling ride. Remember, the scariest monsters are those that lurk within our own hearts and in our mirrors. Have you ever wondered what lurks beyond your reflection in the mirror? Mirrors, chillingly, serve as gateways to realms unseen. Imagine an antique mirror purchased at an estate sale, its age and ornate carvings hinting at stories untold. This mirror, however, was different. It carried with it a palpable aura of unease, a chilling whisper of the uncanny. The tale that unfolds is of a mirror housing a malevolent entity, a demon hiding in plain sight. But it wasn't the age or the ornate carvings that unsettled those who looked at it. It was the eyes that stared back. Shadowy figures and piercing eyes, the mirror began to reveal its terrifying secret. The notion of such an occurrence was enough to send shivers down the spine of even the bravest warriors. Picture the concept of your reflection in the mirror, normally a docile duplication of your physical appearance, suddenly acquiring a life of its own. It wasn't just mimicking your actions anymore, rather acting independently, seemingly alive and sentient. The eerie sensation of your reflection acting separately is enough to unsettle even the most resolute. The figure in the mirror was no longer a mere reflection. It was a shadow. An entity in itself, as if it was a sinister figure, festering in the unseen corners of the mirror's world, lurking sinisterly in the obscured spaces of your peripheral vision. The figure was barely visible initially, a mere wisp of an image too imperceptible to the naked eye. It was only a hint of something more significant, a whisper of a much greater and terrifying secret. Despite its barely discernible presence, there was no denying it. It was there, and it was invariably present, silently observing the strange world within the mirror. Slowly but surely the figure began to take shape. Over time its form became more apparent, more defined. It was as if the mirror was a canvas, and some unseen artist was meticulously and malevolently painting the figure into existence. Every detail became clear, from its unnerving silhouette to the intense, burning glow of its eyes. The eyes that glowed with an eerie, unnatural light that bore into your very soul, stripping away any semblance of comfort or safety. Fear, a primal, instinctive emotion, began to bubble up within you. It started as a mere unease, a slight discomfort that was easy to brush off as nothing more than a trick of the mind. But as the figure became more comprehensible, the unease transformed into fear. Raw and terrifying. Your heart pounded in your chest, each beat echoing loud and clear in the deafening silence that had engulfed the room. The figure was stepping out of the mirror's frame, inching steadily into reality. Yet, when you mustered the courage to turn around, there was nothing in the room. The chilling emptiness was only punctuated by the bone-chilling cold that seemed to have seeped into the very air around you. The figure, the unseen dweller, existed only in the mirror. It was a terrifying reflection, a grotesque parody of an unseen reality that lurked beneath the surface of your own. It was a shadow, a phantom, a silent observer, confined to the space within the mirror. The figure, the mirrored entity, was not just a reflection of you, but of the unseen world, a terrifying reality. It bore the chilling reminder that there were forces and realms unknown and unexplained, and yet all it seemed to do was watch. There were no threats, no explicit signs of danger. The figure continued to exist, looming ominously in the mirror, a permanent fixture of your reflection. You tried to ignore it, tried to it as a figment of your imagination. Yet the fear was palpable, the unease a constant companion. The figure had ensnared your mind, leaving you in a state of continuous anxiety and dread. And then, one fateful night, the figure reached out. The abhorrent demon in the mirror had crossed the forbidden threshold, a moment in time that was so pitch-black, so bone-chilling, that it would forever remain seared into the mindscape. The once comforting hum of the quaint, dimly lit room abruptly broke, as if an icy skeletal hand had reached out and forcefully pressed pause on the very rhythm of life. The room, once a haven resonating with laughter and warmth, now bore a macabre, ghostly countenance. It wasn't a sanctuary anymore, but a stage now, ominously set for a forbidden dance with the devil. The mirror on the wall, a once innocent object which reflected beauty, now echoed a terrifying silhouette. A silhouette so grim, so nightmarish, it could make the bravest hearts cower in fear. Suddenly the mirror morphed from a harmless piece of decor to an ominous portal, a gateway to something malevolent. A menacing figure, eerie and frightfully terrifying, began to extend its hand from the gleaming surface of the mirror, shattering the illusion of safety. As the figure took form, an unnatural chill descended upon the room, diluting the air, making it bitterly cold, as if the very breath had been stolen. The temperature plummeted, the air dense with an eerie chill that was more than just cold. It was the creeping dread of the unknown, the unseen. Each corner of the room seemed to quiver, causing the lights to flicker menacingly, whilst thunder roared outside, casting monstrous shadows on the walls. A petrifying dance of shadow and light began to unfold, each flicker sending waves of terror that sliced through the soul like a frosted. The once familiar air within the room turned menacingly foreign. The oxygen seemed to have been sucked out, replaced by an atmosphere heavy with fear and dread. A chilling silence fell, the type that drowns all sounds and amplifies the haunting echo of a solitary, thumping heartbeat reverberating through the room. A sight that defied logic, reality, everything they knew about the world, unfolded horrifically. The figure's hand, a grotesque manifestation of darkness, twisted from the mirror. It was not of flesh and blood, but a shadowy form that seemed to be woven from the darkest nightmares. It lingered in the ice-cold air, its intentions concealed behind a veil of terror, its movements slow yet calculated. The figure's outstretched hand, was it an invitation or a threat, a terrifying prelude to a nightmare yet to unfold? The ambiguity escalated the terror tenfold. The questions weighed heavily in the air, their answers lost among the rattling shadows. The sight was a petrifying summons, a chilling call from the other side, from a realm beyond human understanding. It was an experience that sent icy shivers coursing through veins, a moment that would forever remain etched in the psyche. The memory alone was enough to make the blood run ice-cold, to instill a fear so primal that it echoed through the very core of existence. But what happens when you dare to touch the hand of a demon? Ah, for that you must wait. Would such an audacious act lead to a terrifying consequence or reveal a hidden, dreadful truth? The mystery lingered, promising yet another tale of terror and fascination. The room, the mirror, the demon, they all stood in silence. Their tale paused, ready to be resumed when the time was right. But what if I told you that the mirror held more than just one secret? That within its reflective surface a realm of unspeakable horror was entrapped, more than the eye could see or the mind could fathom. The mirror was not just a vessel, but a doorway to an abyss of dread. A spirit was trapped within this doorway, a spirit of a woman who was horrifically wronged. This woman, her name was consumed by the darkness of time, obliterated from the scrolls of human history. Her face indescribable, for it was obliterated from existence. Her spirit, however, was eternally restless. It was trapped, tortured and tormented, seething within the chilling confines of the mirror. As the demon's grotesque hand hovered menacingly, a dreadful wisp of mist arose within the mirror, making the air frosty. A spectral figure, the ghostly image of the woman, began to manifest, taking a petrifying form. Her eyes, those hollow orbs, shimmered with a spine-chilling sadness. They pierced the room with a silent scream, resonating with the cold air, thick with dread. Her whispers, spectral and bone-chilling, morphed into terrifying wails that ricocheted off the walls. A horrifying symphony of her sorrow and fury created a cacophony of terror that shivered down the spine. Each whisper was a chilling breeze, a spectral touch that froze the blood in one's veins. The room, already chilled to the bone, seemed to shudder under the spectral onslaught. The lights flickered wildly and cold began to seep in, as if the room itself was quivering in fear of her anguish. The shadows cast by the flickering lights danced chaotically on the walls, morphing into grotesque spectres of horror. She was not just a passive dweller of the mirror, she was a phantom on a terrifying quest for justice. Her spectral form began to manifest in more horrifying ways. Objects would abruptly move on, whispers transformed into blood-curdling screams, and the temperature dropped so drastically that it felt as if one was locked in an icy crypt. Her revenge, though ghastly, was justified. It was a blood-curdling cry for justice. These horrifying apparitions were her only means of communication, her only way of seeking bloody restitution. And so it continues. The mirror harbours its chilling secrets, a terrifying reminder of the unseen world that lurks within. The demon, the ghost, their stories twining in a macabre dance of fear and fascination. An unravelling tale, each scene more horrifying than the last. But remember, dear viewer, this is but a window into the unseen world that exists alongside ours. A world that we may never comprehend, but one that continues to send shivers down our spine, bewitching and terrifying us in equal measure. Yet the tale is far from over. Deep within the mirror thrived a concealed enigma, an alien entity. The spectral woman's wails of despair echoed ominously throughout the room, vibrating off the cold walls as she remained entrapped within the claustrophobic confines of the mirror. A thunderstorm began to rage outside, lightning illuminating the room in sporadic flashes, casting long, hideous shadows. The tension in the room thickened as a new form began to manifest from the abyss of the mirror's reflective surface. A shadowy figure, neither here nor there, partially present and partially vanished, flickered in and out of existence like the lonesome flame, a candle, persistently battling against the violent gusts of a tempestuous storm. The figure, menacingly different from the spectral woman and the demon, was not confined willingly. Its body echoed an agonizing struggle, as though in the throes of an unseen, fearsome battle against the mirror's glassy, frosty prison. This figure was akin to a silent warrior, a phantom engrossed in a war that was imperceptible to human senses. Its anguished struggles sent a bone-chilling cold permeating the room, flickering lights creating an unsettling, ghostly atmosphere, and an eerie silence that hung heavily each time its form materialized on the mirror's surface. The figure was an enigma, shrouded in layers of mystery. Its identity was concealed, its intent unreadable. Its glowing blood-red eyes pierced the darkness, radiating a palpable aura of dread. The flickering lights reflected off the mirror, revealing the figure's constant battle against its icy prison. The mirror began to shake violently, as if threatening to shatter struggle happening within its confines. Would this figure act as a guardian, striving to liberate the spectral woman from the demon's cold, ironclad grip? Or was it a more sinister being, with its demonic red eyes yearning for the mirror for its personal nefarious purposes? The answers remained cloaked in the shadows, just as elusive figure itself, adding heightened layers of intrigue to the already twisted secrets of the mirror. The mirror's story was in constant flux, growing more convoluted with each passing second. The mirror, once a mere reflective object, now harboured an entire world within itself, a world teeming with horror and an uncanny fascination. Its secrets were as expansive and as deep as the fathomless abyss it mirrored. The mirror had transformed into more than a medium of reflection. It had become a gateway, a portal to a twisted dimension, a dimension where reality was relentlessly contorted, and where existence was warped and distorted. In this grotesque world, the demon, the ghost and the shadow all existed. Their struggles, their individual battles permanently imprinted on the mirror's surface, their actions manipulating the mirror's tale. Each figure was intertwined with the mirror's narrative, their eerie whispers and spectral forms constantly shifting the story's arc. The question lingered: who would reign supreme in this fierce struggle? Who would seize control of the mirror, the demon with its ominous presence, the spectral woman with her sorrowful cries, or the shadowy figure with its silent, intense struggles and ominous, glowing red eyes? The answer remained hidden, adding another layer of mystery to the mirror's concealed secrets. But beware, dear viewer, every reflection encompasses a hidden truth. Every mirror holds a world of its own. The unseen world is not a mere figment of fantasy, but a chilling reality that exists parallel to ours, constantly intersecting, constantly affecting, constantly reminding us of its terrifying, ever-present existence. As our tale comes to an end, remember, the mirror is more than just a reflection. It's a portal to a world unseen, a realm not bound by our reality, a place where the spectral woman, the demon, and the shadowy figure all exist in a ceaseless struggle for dominance. As the mirror continued to quiver, the room plunged into a fear-inducing darkness, only interrupted by the sporadic flashes of lightning outside. Every flicker illuminated the mirror, revealing the continuing struggle within. The spectral woman's cries, the demon's monstrous roar, and the shadowy figure's silent battle echoed in a terrifying symphony. Each entity vied for control, their struggles intertwining, shaping the mirror's narrative. The mirror, an innocent object at first glance, was now a chilling storyteller, recounting tales of horror and mystery. Its secrets, still unfolding, left an unsettling atmosphere, making one's hair stand on end. In the midst of this chaos, the mirror began to distort, its surface rippling as if touched by an invisible force. Suddenly, the shadowy figure's red eyes flickered brightly, its form becoming more solid, more real. Was it gaining strength, or was it a final desperate attempt to break free? The answer remained as elusive as the figure itself. The tension in the room reached its peak, the air thick with anticipation. Then, as if time itself held its breath, everything came to a standstill. The mirror's surface smoothed, the shadowy figure vanished, and an eerie silence descended, leaving us with more questions than answers. So the next time you look into a mirror, remember, you're never truly alone. Each reflection hides untold stories. Each mirror harbours a world of its own. The spectres of the unseen world are not mere figments of fantasy, but chilling realities that exist parallel to ours, constantly intersecting, constantly affecting, constantly reminding us of their terrifying, ever-present existence. Those who dare to look closely might just catch a glimpse of the mirror's final whispers. Before we bid farewell to this terrifying tale, we have a small request. If you enjoyed this chilling journey and wish to dive deeper into the abyss of the unseen, subscribe to our channel. We promise to bring more such tales that will make your spine tingle and your heart pound. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and let us know. Your support fuels our creativity and helps us bring more terrifying tales to life. And finally, we invite you to share your thoughts and reactions in the comments section. Did the mirror's whispers send a chill down your spine? Did you catch a glimpse of the shadowy figure in your own reflection? We're eager to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey. Remember, every like, comment and subscription helps us awaken more unseen dwellers. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your lights on. You never know what lurks in the unseen.